Welcome back to another video, guys, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different because you know me, I always like working on something. So today we're going to be doing a review of this laptop screen that I had to buy, because as any good YouTuber knows, you gotta make content, but you gotta also edit content. So me, preferably, I like to use a laptop. And I recently had a little accident and I shattered the screen on my laptop.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
So I got to get this guy back up and running. So I went on Amazon and pulled up a A2337 is my model specifically, and went out and purchased me a screen replacement. Give you a little bit of an Amazon link in the corner of the screen here so you guys take a gander at it. And I did purchase a precision screwdriver set. This may or may not work because, you know, sometimes Apple products can be funny, so you always got to investigate. But for 15 bucks, I couldn't give up the Quinn. So let's go in here, and I've got the screen out already. I just want to kind of show you guys a little bit of an overview of what tools this come with. We're going to need a spatula type tool here. We got a brush, suction cup, and then we also got kind of like a guitar pick, but it's like another little spatula piece. And in here it's going to be our bits that we're going to need to use to get this screen out. And looks like we got some magnets here, and this must be the bit driver that they want you to use to put the screws in, maybe? I don't know, guys. We'll take a look and see what we can do with this stuff. If not, I do have a bit driver that'll work for this, and we'll just use that instead. So we'll go ahead and get these out. But this is what the screen is going to look like. It's from IOUY, however you say the name. So it cost me around 200 bucks, and I want to see if this thing would be worth it, because this is probably about mid-tier, about midways of what they got. Well, pretty good looking screen. I'm sure they may not have the Apple logo on the back. We'll see that in a minute whenever we get this tape and stuff pulled off. But let's go ahead and get to working on the other laptop here. Figure out what we need to do.
3 hours later.
Alright, so for this first set of screws, I believe this is this star 1.2 that we're going to need to take off all these exterior screws so we can expose our backing plate here. So we're going to use the tools provided, because this uses a special screw just like I thought. And we're going to put all these in this little cubby hole right here in our box, so that way we don't lose anything, because this is a very delicate procedure and you don't want to mess up anywhere along the way. So after quickly realizing that all the screws are different sizes, I made sure to put them all in order of how I took them out, which is always a crucial process in whenever you're deconstructing and putting things back together. So I'm real good at noticing those things, and that's how I'm so good at using tools and doing these little projects and things. So the next step, we have to try to get under this backing plate somehow. So we have our provided tools to not try to scratch anything up. Right there. See, that's going to be our access point right there. So that's going to give us what we need. Get this off. You can see it's not really a whole lot on the backing plate, but just enough to hold it on. So we'll set this off to the side, and then we'll move on to the next part. Now for the next step, we got to disconnect the battery, which is going to be the main component of this whole install here, because with most electronics you can't replace things unless you have the battery disconnected, even on vehicles and other things like that. And we're going to be using a T4, which is in the kit provided And there is, matter of fact, let me get you guys a little closer in here so you can see. Right down in here, you can really see there's a little latch on the circuit board, and we're going to have to lift that latch up, and then we'll be able to disconnect the battery connector. So, can't get you guys all the way in there on it. But I want you guys to see, use this little tool here. This is why I'm sure this comes with it. So that way we can pry that little latch up. Our next step, we have to get these screws right here from this metal plate off. So this is where that T4 is going to come in handy. And it's real important to use the right size bit in these screws, because you would definitely strip them out if you don't. Now that you've got those screws out, we have to get out some more for the monitor connector, which is going to be right here. And then we also have to disconnect this, and this is going to be where our Wi-Fi is going to be run through. And we got to get these two black screws out as well before we'll be able to take out anything else. So let's start with this one right here. And like I mentioned before, it's super important to make sure you keep everything where it needs to go, because Apple uses a lot of different screws for a lot of different things. But luckily all these are for this T4. You can see I got gloves on now because I don't want to mess this up. This part can be a little tedious because we kind of have to work this piece here off, because from all my studies and looking at things, it's saying that this thing may be possibly glued in here, and that's what's keeping us from able to get it up.
One eternity later.
There we go, guys. So after a little bit of prying around, we've gotten that up. Now we just kind of have to get the other side up. There we go. Now we can set this off to the side here, because there we got everything else kind of set off to its side, and we can get all our stuff back together. Alright, so the next step after we've gotten this piece right here off with the Wi-Fi antenna, we got that sitting off to the side, we got to get our bracket pieces off for our laptop screen. And this one is going to be the T8, and it looks like I'm going to have to find something a little bit bigger, because this one is going to strip out my little tool here if I don't do something now. So for the next step, we got to use the bigger bit that this comes with to get these mounting screws for the brackets. So we're going to try to dump those right below. Yeah, it's a lot of doctoring we got to do, but this is going to be well worth it. Get my laptop back up and running. That I can tell you for sure. So that's that one. And there we go. All right, now that we got those brackets undone, we should be able to pick up our laptop and place any screws that may be stuck to it. And what you want to do is you want to open up your laptop from this point, where I can get it open, and get it to about a 90-degree angle. And you should be able to lift it up off the brackets here. Like so. And look at that. Our top is disconnected with our old screen here. So we'll sit this piece back down for now. And we grab our other screen. And we pretty much do everything we just did in reverse.
Bagels here? Put it in reverse, Sam. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Lord, please. Oh, Lord.
All right, guys, so we're all done, and we're gonna open this unit up. Peel this tape off. Keep our fingers crossed. And that's what it was, guys. I needed to plug it up. So, just a little bit of diagnosing. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I installed everything correctly. Look at that, guys. Everything should be working. Just got to sign in, and we're good to go. So that's how you replace a laptop screen on this MacBook Pro that I've been using, well, MacBook Air that I've been using for a long time now. Pretty awesome laptop. I'm going to hopefully use it for years to come. So thank you for Amazon. Thank you for guys letting me make this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want to fix another problem like this, make sure you subscribe to old Hosteways Exotics or Viper Tools, because I'm going to be posting this video on both my channels. So check it out.